and welcome to the Andrew Adams Show on Bangor Community Radio Station. This is the Comic Con special. I'm joined in the studio by three special guests, Stephen Rock, Ryan Hollywell, and Jack Todden. Say hello, fellas.
Yeah,
Hi.
Hello.
So, what do you think of Comic Con?
That was brilliant. It was great, yeah.
Amazing.
I loved all the cosplayers in it.
Oh yeah, there was a few people that went far out on that. You know, like different materials and everything.
Yeah, there was a guy dressed up as Iron Man, but you know what, lads?
Yeah.
It's the first time Comic Con's come to Northern Ireland. There's only one other convention in Northern Ireland, which is QCon. What do you think? Do you think we should have more conventions like this?
We should, definitely. It's we're missing out, I think.
I think we should have more conventions, but at the least probably extend it, maybe as in extended dates.
So
it's just a brilliant place to go to and a great experience.
So for anybody listening, this is an hour special we're doing about Comic Con because we actually went up to it. Jack, you were planning to go up as something, but you didn't. What were you planning to go up as?
I was planning to go up as actually someone from X-Men actually for a brief period, and then it kind of fell through when other people I was going up with decided to go as Peter Pan and Tinkerbell. So thanks for that, Ryan.
So what happened in both days we went up? We we went up on Saturday morning. It was packed out, wasn't it? The first Saturday you could hardly move around the whole event.
Terrible weather though.
It's awful.
Lashing down.
Yeah, no, people were saying about that. We went in. There was a guy in the Iron Man costume. He had it all sort of made so that he could move the mask and stuff. But he apparently when the rain got into the suit, it ruined it. So there was plenty of special guests now. So who was actually up there, and do you know, can sort of list some of them for us?
Well, there was Hannah Spearitt. You may know her from S Club 7 and Primeval as well. We also
had Chris Barrie, of course, from
Chris Barrie.
Red Dwarf. He's originally from Northern Ireland. We also had Jessica Parker Kennedy, Robert Llewellyn from Red Dwarf again, and Jessica Parker is actually from Smallville. She's done not a lot of new stuff. She's on Black Sails as well. We have Courtenay Taylor, of course, Jack from Mass Effect and Resident Evil. We have DC Douglas. He was actually he played Wesker and also was Legion in Mass Effect. We also have James Cosmo from Game of Thrones, Braveheart, some great films out there he's done. We have Ian McNeice, as everybody knows Ian McNeice from Ace Ventura. Great again. Great. I remember watching that as a kid and it was amazing, but I got speaking to him. Richard Hurd from Star Trek, great, the legend himself.
Yeah.
And we have Raphael Sbarge, great man, he's also in Mass Effect as well.
Yeah, he plays as Caden Alenko.
he's also playing Jiminy Cricket in Once Upon a Time. The TV show.
Yeah, it's great, but it's amazing how they got all those people there. It's seeing them there, getting more people in the Northern Ireland because it means it'll get it up.
Yeah.
What's also brilliant is that since this is the first year, then and all these here big stars are coming around. I believe are they actually planning on like coming back next year?
I think so. Most of them I was speaking to were saying that they were going to come back. They liked the whole thing. The fans were loving the whole way. Fans were here and just the reactions as well.
Yeah, I loved the reception. You know, there's so many people came to it. I would love to go again, but maybe actually cosplay this time.
Who would you actually go as? Because I believe you and I actually talked about this. I was saying, why not go as Ichigo from Bleach? Just for everybody, if you have never heard of Bleach, it's from an anime. It's because the main character actually has red hair, and Ryan himself.
As do I.
Yes. So all we'd really need to do is get you a sword and the thing, and
the
mask. You'd be grand.
We're done.
I believe Stephen, you were going to go as Mr. White.
I was going to go as Mr. White because it's a brilliant show, and well, that would have had to cause me to actually shave my head if I wanted to go as Mr. White.
When you say Mr. White, you're talking about Walter White from Breaking
Yes,
Bad?
yes, Walter White.
So you don't think it's a bit extreme, Stephen, to shave your head for a cosplay? Could you not get yourself a bald cap?
Well, here's the thing. See the bald cap? It would actually just look like, you know, someone just put on like a bald cap. If you know what I mean, it's not as authentic. I think it will look. If I just shaved my head, then it would just definitely like be, you know, being Walter White.
But you know what, you've taken it to the extreme now, because to be fair, I did the exact same thing. People kept telling me, just wear a wig, because I was originally going to go as Loki from the Avengers, and I grew my hair. Have you seen the pictures of me on Facebook? Before that I got my hair cut, I was letting it grow.
It was grown out.
Yeah,
so
and I was thinking to myself, surely it'll look more authentic that way, but I don't know. Cosplaying to me, because sometimes you can get a bit, you can go, I'm going to do it, but then you get all embarrassed about doing it. Would you get that about you if you were to dress up?
Oh, I don't know. I know. Speaking of shaving your head, we saw Bane from The Dark Knight Rises, like proper Bane, like actually shaved his head for it, and had the coat and everything and the mask. That was really, really well done.
Yeah, we're seeing another guy. He actually had he had the mask, but he had the hair. And I remember saying, I was like, Ryan, that's not Bane. That must be his brother or something.
Kind of ruined it.
Yeah, that's fine. But it was great speaking to all the celebrities. They were talking away to me. I got to speak to some of the biggest stars, but they were lovely, great to meet. Like Hannah Spearitt, hands down, one of the nicest interviews I've had in a long time. She was telling me about all her stuff, all about Primeval and S Club. So we've actually got a wee interview there. You're listening to Bangor Community Radio Station. I'm here joined by Hannah Spearitt from S Club and Primeval. How are you today?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I'm enjoying the con. Are you enjoying coming to Northern Ireland? Well, I suppose I should say a good welcome to Northern Ireland.
Oh, thank you very much. I feel very welcome here.
About Primeval, I watched it when I was sort of small, but the whole making it, was it a fun process of making Primeval?
Oh, it was the best show to be involved with all the CGI and action. Every day was different, so it was a great fun show.
How do you find working with CGI? Do you have to pretend there's a monster in front of you and you're going, what's going on here? Did you find that hard, or did you sort of get directed into doing it?
It's definitely more difficult than working with people, because the joy of acting is reacting, and so you have to use your imagination, and again that's part of it, but yeah, it's a lot easier with people. But then when you finally see the whole thing compiled together, that's when everything comes together, and then it becomes all worth it. And especially actually bigger animals tend to be, I find personally, a lot easier because they're further away. I suppose with me it's the sort of close-up stuff that might look a bit dodgy.
Finally, do you want to learn some Northern Ireland slang words that we use?
I would love to.
So one that most people will say is "what about you," and another one would be "how's she going?" It's like a country one.
Okay, so what about you?
Yeah.
And how's she going?
Yeah. And we also use the word "we" quite a lot because Northern Ireland.
We.
Yeah, we go like that wee thing over there because I don't know why. It's just Northern Ireland.
The we. The Scots do that as well, don't they?
Well, thanks for your time. Enjoy your rest of your day then.
Enjoy the rest of your day too. Okay, lots of love, bye.
So yeah, it was a great meeting. Hannah Spearitt from Primeval and S Club. She was, whenever we actually got the picture, if you see it in the Facebook page, the Andrew Adams Show, I actually thought she'd be taller because in the show she seems quite tall. But maybe I just with the camera.
Yeah, you kind of tower over her. So you
yeah, because I'm 6'3", and it's it's great. No, but I think it's good to have more conventions like that there because it's nice to have people like that because. I thought it was quite funny playing that game because I did that with most of the celebrities, most of the Americans and some of the younger ones. Because I thought it'd be quite funny to teach them a bit of Northern Ireland humour because you'll be hearing that more throughout all our interviews. So next interview we should move on to is Chris Barrie, the legend himself from Rimmer from Red Dwarf. So did you guys watch Red Dwarf when you were younger?
I used to, yeah. I want to get back into it because it is really fun and hilarious.
No, I actually watched like an episode a couple of days ago, and it was basically around Rimmer.
Yeah.
As the one where he actually thought that it was his dad was like this here big Marine commander, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally he decided to play like a tape,
Mm-hmm.
which he can't play until he becomes like a commander.
Mm-hmm.
So once he plays it, he's then like told that it's not his dad. It's like his dad's actually a bumbling idiot.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy with the dreads in the back.
Oh, Lister.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just.
Have you not watched the show, man?
I have watched.
Have you
the
not
show.
watched the show?
I have watched the show. It's been so long.
Mm-hmm.
So that's.
Yeah.
It's
No,
just,
but going back to the Red Dwarf thing, Chris Barrie was great to meet. To say it was very difficult getting an interview, but I got it in the end. But I was given 2 minutes, and he gave me 6 minutes. And I like the fact of the matter he gave me a 6-minute interview. It was good because it was the place was packed out. See Sunday with Red Dwarf, it was completely it was mad. I had to stand in the queue waiting for him, but he was a lovely guy. He's originally from Northern Ireland, actually. He was born in Germany, raised in Northern Ireland. It's great to have someone because he was saying that he was honoured to be here in Northern Ireland because he came on the stage and he did my favourite line. He did the "Smoke me a kipper, we'll be back for breakfast." Hands down one of the funniest lines in Red Dwarf. If you've never watched it, I implore you to watch the show. Hands down, funniest thing you've ever watched. Also got to meet Crichton as well, but you'll be hearing from him later on. So we've actually got an interview with Chris Barrie himself, the man, the legend behind Red Dwarf and Rimmer.
First convention over here in Belfast, and it feels like that because there's a great atmosphere in the hall. A lot of great receptions going on in the talks over there, and a lot of very enthusiastic fans here. And it's about time there was a convention in Belfast because, or Northern Ireland generally, because I think the place seems to have been starved of it.
It's good to be back in Northern Ireland.
Yes, I come over here regularly. I went to school here for 10 years, and I've come back for reunions, and I've got relatives here still, so I'm a regular visitor.
How was it working on the set of Red Dwarf?
Well, we've been doing it since 1987, so every season, every year had its its own kind of character, if you like. And you know, we've worked on Red Dwarf through our 20s, 30s, 40s, and now 50s. You know, so yeah, it's been a huge part of our lives, and it's been great fun. You know, the bedrock of Red Dwarf is the script, and it's just been an absolute privilege to be able to be part of a little company of performers, you know, working on these wonderful scripts written by latterly Doug Naylor, and of course through the main body of the series, Rob Grant and Doug Naylor.
How was it growing up in Northern Ireland?
Well, I was a boarder, of course, so you know, it was life in boarding school, and it was through a troubled time, you know, in Northern Ireland, and you know, there were a few sort of quite, you know, eye-opening, quite shocking things that happened, you know, shocking to us as young, as children and teenagers. But you know, the spirit of the school, Methody, and of the people, all the people of this part of the world is indomitable. And you know, when I spent 10 years there, and when you realised I was leaving and having to go out into the big bad world, I did shed a few tears, you know, because that's what a great place this is.
So just back in the studio here, Ryan, I believe we're gonna have to kick you out of here. Are
Yes,
you?
I have to shoot off.
You want to say goodbye to the audience? Give them a wave. Go on. They won't see it, but they'll appreciate the wave.
Goodbye, audience.
That's how radio works.
That is how
Just,
radio works now.
wave them.
If only.
Bye, Ryan. See you later. Bye. He's away. He's away. Gone like the wind. But you know, we're still in the studio with Stephen Rock, Jack Tolerant, and myself, of course, Andrew Adams. You're listening to Barrie Community Radio. We're moving on to our next interview. We got to interview Jessica Parker Kennedy.
Yes, you did. You got to interview it. I think she was in Smallville, wasn't she?
She was in Smallville. Yes, she was working with
Yes.
Tom Welton. I didn't know that. See, until we went up there, I didn't know actually she was going to be there. See, when I seen her, I just went straight over. Loved her in Smallville. She's also doing a new series called Black Sails. I was great. Again, whenever I met her, I thought she'd be taller. I must just be a giant. I really must be, because I go up these people thinking, fuck, they'll be taller than me, and then I'm walking up to them and
Yeah,
going,
you always have to like look down when you're talking to these guys.
yeah, but if you've seen the Facebook page and you've seen the pictures, I was just like, oh, this is great getting the pictures. I love the fact that they took a picture with me and that they were sitting talking to me, because at these events are so much fun, because I'll be going to QCon and I'll probably be speaking to a few more people. I'll probably be doing another special like this here. But you know, let's play the interview from Jessica Parker Kennedy.
Well, enjoying today so much.
Well, just a big warm welcome to Northern Ireland. So, have you ever been here before? Have you?
No, I've been to Dublin before, but this is my first time to Northern Ireland.
So, what was it like working in Smallville with Tom Welton?
Oh, Smallville was such a real treat, really a pleasure. You know, by the time that I got onto the show, we were on season 8, and so it was such a well-oiled machine, and everyone is just so kind on the show. Tom is amazing. He even directed one of the episodes that I was in. It was just really fun, really easy.
So out of all the work you've done, what would be your favourite sort of role you've taken, like, you know, if you could pick anything, like hero, villain, or what?
My favorite thing that I've done so far, it's Black Sails definitely is on my list of things that I am absolutely crazy about. I'm so privileged to be a part of this show. Really, really am.
Yeah, so to hear more from that interview, you can go on the Andrew Adams Show Facebook page. I'll be posting all my interviews up there. To say she's great. She's telling me about Black Sail, and we were actually talking about how Johnny Depp kind of makes it look easy to be a pirate.
Yeah, he does. He's just
It's
does
not.
it so.
It's not, because one of her famous quotes is, "It's not fun to be a pirate. It's really, really dangerous." Because actually up there was a guy dressed up as Johnny Depp.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was like
I was
walking
thinking
around.
I was thinking it'd be so great if they actually met each other, because they'd just be like, "Hey, pirate buddy, yay!" Because it'd be great, you know. But Jessica Parker, lovely. She's very lovely. I also played the game of Northern Ireland slang words.
Oh yes, that's right.
So we'll play that now. So would you like to learn some Northern Ireland slang words, some words that we use?
Heck yes, I do. Tell me, teach me.
So if you go up to someone you want to know, you go, "How's you going, boy?"
How's you going, boy?
Yeah. Or, "What about you?"
What about you?
Yeah. Northern Ireland, we have a really weird kind of the accent, because I understand we speak, like, with me now, I'm speaking sort of fast, but if I slow it down, you can understand me, okay? Yeah.
I have such a hard time understanding everything in Irish.
Yeah.
I really, really do. And Dublin and Northern Ireland, Southern Ireland are so incredibly different.
We say we, so we go, see that wee thing over there? In Northern Ireland, we have the slang word for, if we say to something, we go, "Oh, look at that wee table over there." We just use the word we. I don't know why. Or we use
Just we.
That's right. Well, thanks for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I wish.
It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, I think it was great playing that game with them, because they didn't know the Northern Ireland slang words. They couldn't.
I know.
Because in Northern Ireland, we speak really fast. Like, I go over to England and I speak to people over there, and I speak too fast, and they're like, what's he saying? So I had to slow it down. I thought it was good to teach them the slang words.
Yeah. No, what's funny is, see, when we talk to each other, it seems like a normal pace.
Yeah.
But these people, it's kind of like, what are they gonna?
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, as I say, it's great to have an American come over and speak to us. Now the next interview, now here we go. We're going back to Red Dwarf. Robert Llewellyn.
Crichton
himself,
yes.
But he's done other things. He's been in Scrappy Challenge, great show. I used to watch it all the time, building stuff. But Crichton, of course, his most iconic sort of acting career that he's done with Red Dwarf. To say Red Dwarf is, it has hands down funniest thing.
No, you know what was the funny thing? I remember there was a press conference with Red Dwarf, and I just thought, I'll just take a wee nip around. So I just left.
Oh, yes.
When I came back, it was just crowded, and I just couldn't get back in. There was like security made like a gate. There was just can't get back in.
Yeah, we actually, I actually sat in on the conference they were doing. It's great. They were going through the whole lines. And Rimmer was doing the smoke me a kipper, I'll be back for breakfast. And then Crichton was doing raising the alert level to red means changing the bulb, sir. I thought that was hilarious. He did the line, he did the voice, but it's great. Holly was also there. It's Hattie Hayridge, great as Holly. Funny, very, very funny, of course. Got a picture with her. Unfortunately, couldn't get an interview because she was too busy. She was flat out doing the signs. Everybody was going to her. It was great. We actually have a wee clip off Robert Llewellyn as I spoke to him up at Comic-Con.
It is bonkers as usual, but brilliant. Yeah, really nice to meet all the fans. It's been very nice. Have a big queue of lovely people waiting to see you isn't unpleasant.
So what do you think of Northern Ireland? I know the weather isn't the greatest, but
The weather isn't the great. I have been many times before, so I do, and I've always had a brilliant time here. Thankfully today, Northern Ireland can't claim to be wetter than anywhere else because it was pouring with rain in London when I left this morning, so it's just the British Isles just stink. It's just wet.
So some of your work, you've been on Red Dwarf and Scrappy Challenge. Can you tell us a little bit about those programs?
Well, yeah, I mean, Red Dwarf's been going since 1988 on the BBC. It's been a remarkable experience being involved in it because it's kind of carried on. We did have a long break. I thought we'd finished. We finished shooting them in 1998. And then I did Scrappy Challenge for 10 years, and then suddenly Red Dwarf re-emerged, and I sort of kind of moved on then, and we went, oh my god, we're going to do it again. We've started making a new, more series, and we're making another one this year. So it's really unusual in the world of television to have a show that lasts that long. But they seem to be really popular. The amount of people who I've spoken to today who weren't born when we were making them back in the 90s is alarming. So there's a kind of another generation that are now into the show and have seen the DVDs or the repeats on Dave or all that sort of thing. It is really extraordinary how long it's been going and how popular it is.
So it's great speaking to him, of course. He give me plenty of his time. It's good.
Brilliant.
It's good long interview. As I say, it'll be on the Facebook page. You'll be able to see it with the pictures. What do you think of Crichton from Red Dwarf?
Well,
he's quite funny, isn't he?
He is a hilarious character. But the one thing that actually astounded me was the makeup design. Can you imagine if you actually felt like going as Crichton to Comic-Con?
Robert told me about this, sir. Apparently, whenever he used to do it, he used to be sitting in the makeup chair for about 4 hours.
Really?
4 hours. But now, with technology being great, he's telling me it's 2 hours. But he's still staying. Cause he was saying in the interview that all the cast are still going in and they're getting the makeup. And it's taking them about an hour and a half to get their makeup, but he's still getting the costume on. You think that's a rubber suit he's got on, and he has to. He's in it for I don't know how long he's in for. He could be filming it for a good couple of hours.
Shooting days would probably just be one whole day,
Yeah, but just like that, you'd be roasting because Cat
sweating buckets.
Cat, Lister, and Rimmer probably the only thing Rimmer has to put on is the H.
It's the H.
The H for the
and
hologram.
The uniform.
Yeah, but you think Crichton's just sweating it out. But say Red Dwarf, funny, one of the funniest things I've ever watched in my entire life. Just because I used to watch it when I was a child, and I was like, "What's this program?" I thought it was like Star Trek thing because apparently Patrick Stewart was saying that he watched this and he was like, "Have they ripped this off of us?" And he was about to pick the phone up because I remember watching. He was about to pick the phone up and call his lawyer, but he watched it and he went, "Oh, I see what it is." So it's a comedy.
It's really just
He apparently loved it so much that he actually contacted the show and he was like, "I love the show, great show, 100%."
Seriously?
Yeah, but it's amazing how somebody could watch that, and he was that close to phoning his lawyer.
I know,
but it's great that they have that there.
Brilliant.
So let's see now, who else were we speaking to up at the event? I believe it was the next one is Courtenay Taylor.
Yes, Courtenay Taylor.
Courtenay, she was a great interview.
She was really funny as well.
Oh, some of the stuff she was coming off with, like she was talking about Courtenay Taylor. If you've never heard of Courtenay Taylor, if you've ever played the game Mass Effect, she plays the character Jack.
Yeah.
Funny enough, Jack. We'll have a Jack in the studio.
Oh yeah, that's right. What do you think?
We nearly forgot about you. Come on.
I just haven't been saying much at the back of the room, but I didn't actually get a chance to see her at Comic-Con. I did play Mass Effect a lot, and Jack was one of my favourite characters.
Do you think Courtenay should have cosplayed as Jack?
Oh, I don't think she would have wanted that. I mean, she would have shaved her head.
I don't know. I think it'd be great to have the voice actor and as the person, because you think about just walking around saying some things that Jack would say.
Yeah, well, I think the character Jack, she had all these weird tattoos and stuff on her face and all over her body. I think that was it. Maybe it wasn't tattoos.
I will admit, Jack is probably one of my favorite characters because I just like just
Well,
badass. You're not the Jack I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But Courtenay Taylor's been in other things as well. She's been in Resident Evil. She's done a whole different thing. She's also in regular show, and she voices that. I didn't know that until she told me. So I went home and watched a few episodes. Great
show.
It is great. Well, we have a wee clip of actually me speaking to her.
I play Ada Wong in Resident Evil 6 and Resident Evil Raccoon City, and also there's a feature called Damnation. I'm also Hex in Skylanders, if you are under the age of 10. What else have I worked on that I can talk about? I started out, one of the first big games I did was Knights of the Old Republic. I played a Jedi named Juhani, who was sort of a precursor to a lot of the characters that I ended up playing, struggling with light and dark. And I think that's been kind of a theme for most of the other characters I've played that were sort of main characters. I tend to gravitate towards those. I do a couple of other things. I do a regular show for Cartoon Network.
Well, I've watched that. It's good. Yeah, my teacher's a big fan of it. He's about 45 and he loves it.
Yeah. I play Starla, Muscle Man's girlfriend, on regular show. There's a couple things coming out, but you'll have to stay tuned.
So what about, do you like to play the good guy more or the bad guy? Because sometimes I think the villain in stories can be so much better, the villain himself, because the good guy's good, but we all like a villain, don't we?
I am definitely drawn to darker characters, and I don't think that there's nobody that's all good or all bad. So I definitely, when I started my playthrough, of course, I went Renegade.
So yeah, it was great speaking to her. You know, as to say, it was quite funny to see actually hearing that she actually played the game and went Renegade. You know, that's quite funny. But I find a lot of them were saying they actually hadn't fully played the game.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but to be fair, if you've made it, sometimes if you make something, sometimes you don't want to actually look at it because you go, or you don't even want to go near it because you're just like, I've made it, you know. But it's great because it was just you're hearing the voice. And then just seeing her, it wasn't what I imagined whenever I heard Jack's voice in Mass Effect.
What must be funny as well is like, see, playing the game and then hearing your own voice as one of the characters. It must be like really weird. Also, seeing their press conference, they even said they didn't play the game, but a lot of people did ask them like something to do with the indoctrination theory.
Yeah,
and all that.
To be fair, the way I see it is a video game. You could classify it as a piece of art. Seeing it's made, they should leave it where it is. But to be fair, I don't really want to get into the whole Mass Effect end. But Mass Effect overall was a great game to play.
That's fantastic.
Fantastic game to play.
Brilliant.
You know, a lot of people were cosplaying. There was actually a guy dressed up as Shepard.
Yeah, Shepard. That's right.
And there was
I saw
actually
him.
the female version of Shepard, which I think was interesting.
It was really good cosplay.
We also played the game that I had invented. It was the Northern Ireland slang words.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're teaching them again.
Yes, we were teaching them. So here's a clip of that.
And finally, do you want to learn a bit of Northern Ireland language, the way we talk? Would you like to learn it? So whenever we meet someone for the first time, we go, what about you? Yes.
What about you?
Yeah. Or we say we a lot. We'd say, oh, do you know that wee thing there, or that wee thing. It's a Northern Ireland thing. We always say that.
Yes, I met someone the other night who was telling me about his friend who was a wee lesbian.
Yeah.
And I was like, a wee lesbian? A small lesbian? Like a put in your pocket kind of lesbian? Yeah. And he started laughing. He thought that was funny.
See, the thing is, we speak a little bit too quick. Like, if I was to just automatically start talking, you would be like, I can't understand them. So I find out I went over to England and people are like, what are you saying? What are you saying? It's one of those things. So it's quite funny how Northern Ireland gets the whole thing.
It's, as I was saying, like, my parents both have accents, so I'm used to, I feel like I have a pretty good ear to decipher accents. And DC, who plays Legion and Wesker, we've been in several games together. He's straight up American, and we got here the first night, and he was like, what are they saying? And then we went to a pub, and everyone around us got drunker, and their accents got thicker. And so I was like translating like 40%, and then there were a few times I was like, I don't even know what that guy's saying. I'm sorry, I have no idea.
The last one is, how's you going, boy? That's a very country one, but you can use that there. It's quite funny when you try and meet people, because you meet people and they can either be really like, the way I'm sounding okay, but then they can be like, alright boys, go on, like doing the proper Belfast accent. But do you like the Belfast accent?
When I can understand it, absolutely. Yeah. I like it when I can't understand it. It's very challenging, but I don't even know what'd you say, how's you going, boy?
That's how's you going, boy?
How's you going, boy?
So what do you think of my accent there going, how's you going, boy?
How's you going, boy?
It was great getting her to say that there.
She was brilliant. Anyway, what did she pass? Get a merit distinction in your grading of teaching her how to do the accents?
Oh, I would say should you pass? Definitely.
Pass?
Distinction there, because try and understand that, because we have different accents and stuff. We have the country. I just thought it'd be quite funny to teach them, because it means the next time they come to Northern Ireland, they'll go, I know what he's saying. He's saying, how are you today? Somebody goes, it's, how's you going, boy? It means, how are you today, sir? That's what it means.
Now they don't have to record it and slow it down.
Yes, exactly. Now, we were speaking to her partner in crime, who was actually at the conference with her. Every time they were doing a show side by side, we're actually speaking to DC Douglas.
Oh, yes, that's right. He played Legion.
In Legion and Mass Effect, yes, of course.
Brilliant.
He also played Albert Wesker in Resident Evil.
Right.
Do you know what? He's one of the funniest people you ever meet. He's a cool dude. If you're listening to DC Douglas, you're a cool dude. I like you.
Oh, so that's right. He also started twerking for both days.
Yes, that was
funny.
That was interesting, because he was just like, right, we're gonna do twerking, and we kind of looked at each other like, what's going on here? And
where am I? Is this not Comic-Con?
We actually have a video of that there, which we'll be putting on the Facebook page after this broadcast. But it was so funny, because the music they picked the first time it suited. But the next time, it didn't suit it as much.
Are you criticizing twerking?
Do you know what? You want to twerk, you go straight ahead. But I'm not a big fan. I'm not.
No, but what was funny also was, see, the second day, I remember it was someone that asked him, can you not twerk?
Yeah. And
instead of him just doing it by himself, he decided to go, you know what? Why don't you lot come up with me on stage and twerk?
But listen to their conference. It was quite funny, because they were telling us all about the Mass Effect things and some of the outtakes they were doing. But I think it'd be great to work on something like Mass Effect, because not many people actually know. Because he actually apparently did a Albert Wesker all the outtakes. He has them on his YouTube channel, which I haven't seen yet. But
I have to check that out.
I have to check it, because it'll be funny to hear Albert Wesker doing the whole thing. Jack, can you do an impression of Albert Wesker? Do you know?
No, I never actually played the games with Wesker in them.
How dare you!
Get out!
There's a door right there.
There's a door right there.
I've seen him in the Resident Evil Afterlife film. Obviously, I don't think it was the same guy. Obviously, because he's the voice actor for the games. I can probably do an impression of him, but no, it's not very good.
Do it. Oh, come on!
The audience is going, I want to hear it now. Come on, you've enticed them.
Come on, Jack. Peer pressure.
Come on, Jack.
I'm gonna say it, and you're gonna be silent, and it's gonna be.
Just go.
Please.
The parasite is already in your body. It sounds really like that.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad, man.
That's what it sounds
I like
in
that.
the movie. I swear to God.
But it was great speaking to him. We actually have an interview. Interview.
So what was it like working on some of the biggest game titles, Resident Evil and Mass Effect?
Oh, it was great. I mean, I didn't know how big Resident Evil was until after I did Umbrella Chronicles, and then I realized it was a huge franchise, and so then I was very excited when they called me back to do RE5, and then I did several other little ones after that. So, I'm happy to have carried on the Wesker legacy. So, and the Mass Effect, I kind of knew that was going to be big when I got hired for it, because the first one had already been out. And so I was honored to be in that. It's kind of wild that I got into two huge franchises pretty much within a year of each other. So so it's been lovely.
When you're recording it, have you ever had a funny outtake where you've you've tried to say a line and it's like you've burst out laughing? That's one of the funniest things.
There may be outtakes, but I don't think people keep them because they move through so many takes in the actual sessions. So I actually put together a video called Albert Wesker Outtakes. So if you look on YouTube, you can find it, and it's a jokey version of it, but it'll give you a laugh.
So as he's saying there, Albert Wesker outtakes. I need to check it out. He said to me about it, but I haven't looked at it. So I've been busy working away, because we've actually nearly finished college. But DC Douglas, we also played the. I played the game with him again. The challenge.
See if he passed.
Let's pass the challenge. Dun dun dun.
Finally, just do you want to learn a bit of Northern Ireland slang? Some of our words that we use, because I did it with Courtenay Taylor yesterday, and she seemed to like it. Just trying to teach her. So the one that we usually use is how's she going, boy?
Oh, how's she going, boy?
Yeah.
How's she?
Or
arr, arr, I'm a pirate.
It's almost like a part, yeah. Or it's what about you?
What about you?
Yeah. So it's
what? What about you? Like, what are you doing?
It's sort of like another slang word. We
what about you? Slang word I'm learning right now.
And then another thing we like to use is use the word mate. We always go here, mate. It's kind of weird.
Mate. Here, mate. Sounds German.
It's M-A-T-E, mate.
Oh, here, mate.
Jamaican pirate would say mate. But we also use the word, like, see if I was to say, see that wee sign over there? But it's a big sign. But Northern Ireland, we use that word because, I don't know, it's a Northern Ireland thing. Do you have anything, like in America, would you have certain words that you would use? Like, you'd find yourself saying it a lot if you noticed it.
It's probably a family podcast. I can't say the things that I would do in America. There are. I can't even think of what they would be right now. Colloquialisms, yes. There's, but
It would be like more like, hey dude.
well, hey dude is one. Yeah. There's what's up? There's oh Jesus, I can't even think. You know what? But I prefer to use the language to the fullest. So I don't hang on to those things. Bruh. Like instead of saying brother, you say hey bruh.
Teach me a bit of American as well.
Yeah, I thought that.
Yeah, no, so to be fair, no one else did that with me because I thought it was quite funny how he was going here.
Yeah.
I was like, because he couldn't think of anything. I went, hey dude, and he went, yeah, that's one.
You know what? Actually, let's see. Go ahead. Use your skills that you just been taught. Go on.
Okay, so do you want me to do an American?
Go ahead.
Hey man, I'm American. What's up, bruh?
Bruh. Yo,
Is
bro.
that,
Respect you,
how-
bro.
Yeah.
Did I pass?
I believe you've passed.
Yeah, I passed.
Congratulations.
I passed. Thank you, DC Douglas, for teaching me how to speak.
He's a great teacher.
He is a great teacher, and you know what? A great voice actor as well. Legion. Go on, who didn't love Legion in the whole
Legion
thing?
was one of the-
Let's keep it spoiler free. If you haven't played Mass Effect, where have you been? Have you been under a rock? Come on, get the game. Let's play it.
Buy it. It's like, what, £10 now? Go buy it.
Yes, buy it. Right-ho. Now, the next interview who we're speaking to is James Cosmo. Now, if you don't know who James Cosmo is, he's been in some of the iconic films. Braveheart. He's also been in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Not only that, he's in Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones and Trainspotting. But Game of Thrones is now come over to the north. Now, they're doing a lot of filming over here.
Yes, there's like loads of locations I've just filmed around here. Did they film up the Mourne Mountains, I think?
I believe so. They were actually filming
Yeah.
up in Clandy in Bangor. They're actually
Really?
they're filming a scene. I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody
I know.
because Game of Thrones. I love Game of Thrones. Who doesn't love Game of Thrones? The last episode I seen.
I don't.
How do you not like Game of Thrones? No, but anyway, here's one tip if you're planning on watching Game of Thrones: do not have a favorite character.
Yes, because they won't last very long.
They like drop like flies.
So I spoke to James Cosmo and interviewed him about Game of Thrones.
Well, yeah, I think the people of Northern Ireland feel that Game of Thrones is in part their show, you know, because they film so much of it here, and you've got great technicians, terrific staff. It's a wonderful place to come and film.
But there we go. Speaking about Game of Thrones, who doesn't love Game of Thrones? Why not? You know,
Well, apparently Jack doesn't.
Jack, what are you doing?
I'm sorry.
Oh well, sure.
What is your taste in shows, Jack?
Really hate Breaking Bad. I hate it so much.
Let's get off that topic quick before someone gets hurt.
Someone might get thrown out the window.
Anyway, but James, he's tall. He's near enough taller than me.
Yeah.
Almost. I was kind of like, oh hello. I finally met someone taller
This
than me.
time you had to look up.
But I didn't play the game with him because I was just thinking, you know, it's more. I played it more with the Americans because just to teach him. Because to be fair, he's probably heard it. If he's been over in Northern Ireland for a while, he's probably learned it all by now.
Like he's only across the water.
Yeah, it's only across the water. But great meeting him. Great talking about Game of Thrones. The whole full interview will be on the Facebook page for most all these interviews. So moving on to another famous person.
Ian McNeice.
Ian McNeice, yes, the legend himself. He played Winston Churchill in Doctor Who. He was also in Ace Ventura, and he's also been in a lot of other films.
He was also in Dr. Martin, I believe.
Dr. Martin as well. It was funny because when we met him, the picture that we took with him, he kept doing the peace sign.
Oh yeah,
and he had the hat. He had the cigar and everything. He was just peace sign.
He just looked epic.
He did.
He's awesome.
He looked the part. But apparently he's been going all over the place. As I was speaking to him, he was telling me he's been going to all these conventions because of Doctor Who. Doctor Who's going to all these conventions over in America and stuff. I think that's pretty nice. Go to the convention, meeting your fans. He was busy signing away, doing autographs and stuff. And he had the Doctor Who one. We actually spoke to him about how working with Matt Smith.
Matt Smith was an absolute honey to work with. He'd only done a couple of Doctor Who's when I worked with him. So he was still new, he was green, he was like still finding his feet, but he was hugely popular in terms of his energy and his invention. He was very inventive as an actor, and I think it showed in his later shows. He was wonderful to work with. And when I came back into the show, he welcomed me with open arms. Great guy.
Actually, the first film I ever watched you in was actually Ace Ventura. What do you think of that?
Well, look at your age. It's going to be right, isn't it? I mean, how old were you when you watched that?
I think it was about maybe 6 or 7.
I know, and people come up to me today, they say it's their favourite show. I say, how old are you? And they tell me, I say, you weren't born when I made the show, for goodness sake. Yeah, no. It really does. It fills a lot of boxes, that show. It really does. Ticks them, rather.
What about Jim Carrey? How was it working with him as well, then?
Oh, Jim Carrey. Well, what can I say? The man is He's on steroids, he's on amphetamines, he's on everything during the day. I mean, he never sleeps. He's full of energy, full of go.
Speaking of Ian McNeice there about working with Jim Carrey, apparently he's an amazing actor.
Big stars.
Big stars, but he was hilarious. And I still remember that. He's like, hit the lights, and then he's just like, what?
Yeah.
He's like, it's daylight, hit the lights.
Brilliant. So he is fantastic.
Ace Ventura. In my heart, that's has to be one of my favorite.
Alrighty then.
You use that all the time, don't you?
I do use that all the
Alrighty
time.
then.
Alrighty then.
Do you know what? If Jim Curry had been there, it would have been great to have a nice photograph of both of them. We're bringing more people into Northern Ireland. Hopefully next year it'll be bigger and better than ever.
It'll be huge.
It'll be huge. No, do you know what? Huge isn't the word. It'll be gigantic. It'll be amazing, awesome.
Add magnificent.
Yes, add that word on to it. I like that, sir. I like that there.
Thank you. I came up with it with my noggin.
No, do you want to introduce the next interview we have?
Our next one is Richard Hurd.
Richard Hurd. Now Richard Hurd's been in a lot. He's actually been in Fallout. I didn't know him.
I didn't even know that.
My friend Jack Danfer, if you're listening, hello sir, how are you? Just giving you a wee nod. Where's a wee handshake, invisible handshake. We were up there and he goes, do you know he's in Fallout now? I was like, really? Seriously? And he's like, yeah, he's in Fallout. And I was like, whoa.
He's a huge star.
He's a huge star.
Some of the biggest productions.
But it was really nice speaking to him because he just really nice, and he was telling me a lot about what he was doing and a lot of his acting career and what he was doing here in Northern Ireland.
He likes giving really good advice as well.
Yeah, no, he's really good. He was telling me about what are you doing? Are you doing radio? And he was, that's very good. Trying to get into radio. And I was like, yeah, I'm trying to. And he goes, it's the best way. Determination's the best thing. So I spoke to Richard Hurd at the Belfast Comic Con.
Well, yeah. How long have you been doing this?
Now for about 2 years.
Oh, that's wonderful, man. I mean, yeah. How old are you?
I'm actually only 19.
It's like I'm interviewing you, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that.
Well, anyway, I'm up here for several reasons. Number one, Brian Cooney, who's the promoter who's put this together. I've known him for over 20 years. As a matter of fact, the first convention I did in England, I did up at Brighton Beach, and Brian had put that together, and he invited me over from America, and then he invited me back when we did the entire cast. He invited the entire cast of Voyager over, and we came over, and I've done his Dockland show, Manchester, Birmingham, and when I first met him, they had just had their first child, Leah, just turned 18. So we have a lot of family history, and we're friends, known each other. So he knew that my wife and I were traveling through here. Oh my gosh, there she is. That's my cousin, as a matter of fact, from Belfast. That's Helena Hurd. So that's one of the reasons we're passing, and Helen is here to see me. And my wife, this is James, and it's so great. Now, Helena has put together the entire, what do you call it, the family tree. She knows all the background. I have relatives down in Newry, a lot of herds down there. And I also had a play. I co-wrote a play called Prisoner of the Crown about Roger Case. And it was the first play ever done at the Abbey Theatre by two Americans. So we were brought over here in 1972. And in America, you have to believe this, it's like a fairy tale. 40 years later, Karen and Charlotte over at the Irish Repertory Theatre Company in New York City produced it off Broadway. So that was kind of a miracle. I come here because I meet a lot of people I know. I meet a lot of the actors. I've done several films here in England starting years ago, and some of the guys I run into. And some of my friends came over here years ago and became landed immigrants and worked at the Royal Shakespeare Company.
Richard Hurd, he's telling me a lot about he has a lot of relatives over here in Newry. And he was talking away. I like the start. Have you noticed that there?
Yeah, he basically kind of ask you a couple of questions there.
Do you know what? That was nice because I like that. See, whenever I'm interviewing someone, they turn around and ask me a question because I did an advert for Cirque. And I was asked to be interviewed, and I thought, that's easy. I know what they're looking for. It's not. It's really not.
Completely different.
But I like that because he was taking an interest. He was really interested in saying, great at giving advice out. But he's done a lot in his acting career. He's done loads. I mean, like seriously, he's been at it for how many? I don't know how many years now. It's good.
He's been at it quite a while now.
Did you know he was actually in BioShock Infinite?
Oh yes, that's right. He played a character. He played like a preacher Whitting, was it?
Yeah, that's it. He's a lot of voice acting as well.
Loads of voiceovers.
I thought he was just more of an actor on screen, but you know what? He's a jack of all trades. He can do
visual and sound.
As I say, we're now on to our last interview off the special guest at Comic Con. I'll let you introduce.
Yes, I'll introduce this one. This is Raphael Sbarge, is it? And what's awesome about this is he also does a voice for Caden Alenko from the Mass Effect series.
So they had the trio up there, but unfortunately they didn't actually have the three of them up on stage. He's also been in Once Upon a Time. You never heard of Once Upon a Time, have you?
No, can you actually tell me about it?
Once Upon a Time is what they take all the fairy tales and they put a bit dark turn on it. My friend's a big fan, David.
Yeah.
It's nice, taking a nice twist on it, but he has done A lot. I mean, by a lot, I mean he's done loads.
Quite a bit. I mean, like. Also, I actually want to ask about the, what was it, Storytime, did you say?
Yeah, Storytime.
Yes. So is it similar to the Brothers Grimm, that kind of style?
Yeah, almost. Yeah, it's sort of twist on it. So you could have Red Riding Hood.
Twist ending. Oh, that sounds like a good show. Is it still in production, or is it like kind of like done? Just needs to be put up.
I think they're doing a new series of it.
A new series. So
new series. It's coming out. So I think he was there to promote it a little bit.
Okay.
Which is great. But he's been in Independence Day. He's been in The Guardian, Pearl Harbor. You know, I could go on. The list goes on. That's how many things he's been in. So I got the chance to interview Raphael Sbarge at Belfast Comic Con.
Oh, there's so much. I mean, I started very young at the age of 4 on Sesame Street, American show. Is that play here?
Yeah. I remember watching it when I was about 3 or 4. But
I've done lots of movies. Risky Business, people know me from. Independence Day, Pearl Harbor, My Science Project. I've done lots and lots and lots of television. This series called The Guardian with Simon Baker, and then now I'm on Once Upon a Time. I've just got a new series that's premiering actually in just a couple of days on TNT, perhaps here as well, but in the States. It's called Murder in the First. It's a Stephen Bochco show. It's a crime drama. And then Mass Effect, then a wonderful ride, 10 years doing 3 different games, and they're just gargantuan. It's a gargantuan franchise to be a part of, so that's been really remarkable.
He's talking about Mass Effect and a new series that he's got coming out.
What's also interesting is from listening to the interview, he seemed to start it at a very young age in this whole business. And also, what I also noticed is how different. I know in voice acting you put on a voice, but how different it is. Like his character is pretty much hoarse.
Yeah.
His voice is very hoarse. But he's like pretty all clear.
But it's made. That's what voice actors can put great voices on. Like we know, Callum James in our class, he can put a great voice on. I could see him doing quite well. Maybe we should put him in contact with Raphael. He was lovely to meet. All the guests that I met with interviews from Hannah Spearitt, Chris Barrie, Jessica Parker Kennedy, Robert Llewellyn, Courtenay Taylor, DC Douglas, James Cosmo, Ian McNeice, Richard Hurd, and Raphael Sbarge. Great meeting them all.
A huge set of stars.
A huge set of stars. See next year. Let's hope it's going to be much bigger. I really hope it is. Double. Yes. Now we're going to play a game that I have sort of just come up with here.
Oh, a game here. Oh, what's this game?
Do you remember the photographs that you took up there?
Oh yes, that's right. I went up to take photos for you.
Yes, we were actually speaking to a few people. Now let's see. Scrolling down here. Oh, there we go. Oh, I see Poison Ivy. Hello, Poison Ivy. Wow, the interview with Poison Ivy. It was great speaking to her. So, here we go. So, I'm here at Belfast Comic Con. I'm joined by Poison Ivy. How are you today?
Hiya, dead on.
What do you think of Comic Con so far?
I think it's amazing. I think it's really interesting and stuff because we never usually have this sort of stuff. So, any excuse to dress up, and scare people, it's awesome.
So, why did you come as Poison Ivy today?
Poison Ivy is like my inner self, and I love any excuse just to dress up and just to pose, and I love Batman. So.
Have you got many photographs taken today?
Just like harassing people for pictures, stalking Batman all day, so that was cool.
Yeah, so it is almost like you're being a villain towards Batman.
Everybody thinks Batman's so innocent, but he's not that innocent. Darker side to him.
So how long did it take you to get yourself all ready? Because looking at you here, you're like all makeup and all hair.
It took about like 2 hours or so. Not that long.
But do you think it's important to have more conventions like this? Because the only other convention Northern Ireland's had is QCon. And I think it's more important that we should have more conventions like this because it means that you get people who have the same interest. Because you come here, I've spoken to a lot of people, made a lot of friends with people, which is great. Have you made a lot of friends?
I think it's great. I think there should be more because it's just awesome. Just everybody coming together and just bonding over, the same sort of hobbies and same movies everybody likes and manga and everything. It's awesome.
So would you be into anime? Because sometimes I find anime can sometimes have a bit of a bad stigma. Like I remember I started watching anime. I didn't tell anybody. I kept it to myself. But now I can openly say I love anime. I can say I'm watching it. And better than some TV shows, like live action TV shows that I've watched. I'm watching them going, that's a load of rubbish.
Definitely like Devil May Cry and stuff, Death Note and stuff. I think they're way more thought out and just the art and everything. Like miles better than what's been shown on TV.
Great speaking to people actually dressing up.
Yes, it was brilliant. Also, what I noticed was I did see her when you were interviewing her, and she actually did have actual leaves, did she? That went alright.
If you want to check out the Facebook page, you can see Poison Ivy in her whole costume. Looks great, 100%. You actually took the photographs, didn't you, Stephen?
Oh yes, I took some of the photographs.
For your what's your Facebook page here called?
Oh, is this my wee plug-in here?
It is your plug-in.
It is my plug-in.
We're getting your plug-in. You're not supposed to tell them that. No.
What?
No, Stephen,
yes,
you did an excellent job taking photographs.
I actually took photos for his show, Life and Lens Productions.
See, that's one thing I actually noticed on most of the other people taking pictures. The pictures were a bit blurry and dark, but you yourself are a professional. Would you classify yourself as a professional?
Oh yes. I class myself as. No, I'm not that big-headed now. Yeah, professional there.
Yeah.
I know how to take photos.
That's why I brought you with me. I had a fun time because I actually got to go. They had the Back to the Future car, the DeLorean.
Oh yes, that's right.
And Doc, and I actually got speaking to Doc himself and got a nice wee photograph. So we'll hear the interview.
We run a rescue, a small dog rescue. So when we come here, all the money that we raise goes to the dog, and that's what we do. And I like doing the show.
So if you can just tell that, maybe describe to the audience, because I see the DeLorean here, because you're dressed up as Doc, so from, of course, the iconic film Back to the Future.
Yes, I dress up as the Doc, and I get a lot of smiles. Whether you are 5 or 55, it brings a smile to the faces, and that's what it's all about, is bringing happiness to people. We have got a website, but it's a small dog rescue, dogco.uk, and that's like all the money we raise goes to the dog show, for the dogs, to pay for the veterinary bills. Because the only time we get dogs in is when people have got bills to pay for the dog, so they get rid of the dog, so they bring them to us, and that's the way we do it, and we love it.
So is that how people go on the website and they can give money that way, yeah? Or is there another way? Is there somewhere they can send it into?
They can send it in, but what we like to do is, if people send the money into us, we like to go to the vets to pay the vet bills, not to us personally.
Fantastic group of individuals.
Yeah, so help and support that there by using Back to the Future and dressing up as Doc Brown.
Yes.
From Back to the Future, because I think it was great. Because when I seen this, I didn't know it was a charity until I spoke to him, and he was telling me about it. So it's great that we can help
using all the money to actually help these here dogs. So I mean, like all these here charities, take note here.
Yeah, no, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. But that's what charities need to do. Start getting like this here, because people see it. Like I got a photograph with him on the Facebook page. You can check it out if you want. It's pretty cool. I got the dress up as Marty.
Yeah, Marty McFly.
I love that fact, and got a nice picture. And the DeLorean was cool.
It was. Also, I actually thought, in the distance, that was Dr. Brown.
Yeah, I thought that too. I was like, what's he doing here? Is he here for the show?
Like, am I actually going to see Marty here?
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
The next con that's coming up is QCon.
Oh yes, QCon.
Yes, I actually got speaking to Ben Harrison, the manager director of QCon, and he was telling me about it. Because I'm actually planning to go up, and we're going to be doing hopefully another special QCon.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. So hopefully that's happening on the 20th to the 23rd, which is from Friday to Sunday. So I'm going to be up there the whole weekend. So you see me run the bike, you come up to me, you give us a high five, get a photograph with me, and come have a word. I'm a nice guy. I want to speak to you. I want to see what you love about QCon and everything. So let's hear from Ben Harrison.
Well, I mean, this will be the first time, obviously, I've been in Belfast Comic Con, because that's the first time it's been here. I'm really happy. I mean, and I'm really, really happy for a number of reasons. Now, I've been to San Diego Comic Con and say big Comic Cons. This is big for Northern Ireland, but I mean big Comic Cons, and I think this captures a lot of the feel of it quite well. So big show, big names, media. It's a big event. I'm happy. Yeah. I'm enjoying it. Now, obviously, I mean we're down here. We're also trying to get people interested in QCon when we're here, but primarily, I mean, I'm here to see the show. And so far I'm very happy.
So if people want to apply for tickets for QCon, how do they go about that? Is there a website?
There is a website, yes, www.q-con.org.uk. You can sign up for tickets online, but that's closing quite soon. Otherwise, you can drop into the Queen's University Belfast Students' Union, buy tickets over the counter, or you can buy tickets from any Dragon Slayers weekly meeting, and that's the Games Club at Queen's, which runs QCon. Ticket sales for pre-sales are £15, but they are closing quite soon. But don't worry, I mean, we do still have tickets on the door. The price is a little bit higher, £20 for the weekend or £10 for a day, but they're still available.
So there's QCon. We're definitely going up, aren't we?
Yeah, we're definitely going up. We actually went up last year. This time we're working.
Unfortunately, we didn't get to do any coverage, but this year, as you say, we will be working. You'll be bringing your camera up.
I'll be bringing camera up and taking photos of you cosplayers.
Yes, and I will be there with my Ace hat from One Piece. As you see on the Facebook page, well, it's wearing a bit of a cowboy hat, but it's not.
Cowboy?
Yeah, apparently it's a cowboy hat. All my friends were laughing like, "Oh, it's a cowboy hat," and I was like, "No, it's not. It's from a show. Okay, it's from a show. Okay, I promise you, it's not. QCon's great. I'm looking forward to going up.
There's always like loads of interesting individuals that go up to QCon as well.
I think we're gonna have to dress up. We're gonna have to do it. I think I'm going as Batman.
You kind of just took that.
What?
No, I was gonna go up as Batman.
But I look more like Batman than you.
Sure you do.
I've got muscles. Well, one muscle. Well, two muscles. One left and a right arm.
Sure.
All right, arm wrestle. Ready? Wrestle. Oh, I beat him.
Oh, what's that? Hey, you can't just say that. They can't see.
I won.
Sure
I won that.
Okay, I'll let you away with that one.
Yeah, thank you very much, Steve-O. Thank you very much.
He didn't.
I did.
He didn't. I did.
Okay, now,
Okay, no problem.
just to finish the show up, because we're near enough. It's nearly been an hour. We've nearly, talked about everything. We're gonna give a prize out to the best dress. So let's have a look at the Facebook page, and you can choose. You pick yours, whichever one you want there. So what cosplayer did you like the most?
Oh, actually, there's quite a selection there, but I can't pick one. I have to round it down to two.
Okay, you'll go for two. Go for two.
Pyramid Head.
Oh yes,
That.
yes.
That was well done. And the guy who actually cosplayed as like a vampire, did you see all the makeup on his face?
Yeah.
I think that took a lot of work to do.
We'll link it up on the Facebook page. It is all up there. It's on your Facebook page, Life and Lens Productions,
Life and Lens
and
Productions.
the Andrew Adams Show Facebook page. I'll be putting it on the Barrie Community Radio Station Facebook page as well, just so that you see it and stuff. But do you know what? Mine, I'm gonna go with two. I'll go with two games, the same as you.
Yeah.
Mine's gonna have to be Captain Jack Sparrow, and with the picture that I put up on my Facebook page, I put the gentleman, my lady. You always remember this as the day you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow. I love that quote. I thought it suited it. To be fair, it was funny because he went around all the stalls and stuff.
Oh, he was hilarious.
He was funny as anything because he was just full character. And my other one I'm gonna pick it's gonna have to be. Oh, this is tough. It is very, very tough. But I'm gonna go with Monkey D. Luffy.
Oh, Monkey D. Luffy now.
Yes, because we were actually speaking to the guy, Aaron, and he was saying to us, came up to us and he goes, "Alright, Ace, how's it going?" And I was like, "That's grand."
He was really into it.
Yeah, it was grand.
I mean, like, he actually went up as two characters, I believe. One was Monkey D. Luffy.
Funny enough, we actually have an interview from him.
I'm doing damn well, thank you. I just got off the boat half hour this morning, left the crew on the boat, told them, "See yas, I'm gonna go get some meat." And I somehow ended up here. I don't know how. I met the Doctor from Doctor Who, jumped in his TARDIS, and then I went back to the prehistoric period, and then somehow, jumped on a dinosaur and got back here. I don't know how it worked. This time-space continuum does not work with me. I don't know.
I think it's great getting every. He was very much in character when I first spoke to him.
Yes,
but he was really nice, and we actually had a bit of a discussion about how anime has a bit of a bad stigma, which you'll hear from now.
So I think do you think it's important for more people to sort of embrace anime? Because I know it's more of a Japanese thing, but I think it is starting to come over here more.
Truly, anime took a long time. Anime has been going on since the 1960s, and it's taken many, many years for it to spread around the world. And thanks to conventions being held around the country, and especially Comic-Con, this is actually our first Comic-Con in Belfast, and it's fantastic to finally have one, because there's not enough places for young people, older people to come together, dress up. Don't even have to dress up, just come here, have fun, and enjoy it, because the thing about anime is, it's great, but it has got a bad stigma around it, sadly. A lot of people say it's very, very nerdy, and all I got to say to that is, if you enjoy something, and you're truly passionate about something, you love it and live with it, because there's so much, trauma in life, and it's hard, and we all have jobs and stressful, and to come home, relax, and have fun is great. And that's what's so great about the con. People can come here, have fun, and it's awesome.
Great speaking to Aaron about the whole anime experience. Now, you're a big fan of anime.
Yes, I do watch a few animes, and I believe there's an increase on people who watch it now in Northern Ireland.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's been the hour special of Comic-Con. I've been Andrew Adams.
And I've been Stephen Rock.
It's grand. It's been great speaking to you, and hopefully we'll be seeing you up at QCon.
Oh yes, we'll be up there, won't we?
Yeah, we'll be up at QCon. So all the stories and interviews that we've talked about today will be up on the Andrew Adams Show Facebook page. If you like, I'd really appreciate it. And if you go on the Stephen Rock's page,
yes, my page, Life and Lens Productions, that's where the photos are going to be. So if you can actually like it, tag it, or even share it, that'd be fantastic.
Yes. So do you know what? We'll end the show here, and I'm going to end on a quote from Ace Rim. This is how you end it. Smoke me a kipper. I'll be back for breakfast. I shall see you at QCon then. See you. I salute yous.
See ya.